I submitted 8 books as a 9.8 pre-screen, and all but 2 of the books are obvious 9.8s to me. Maybe borderline 9.6, 9.8, some of them. But usually when I say borderline 9.6, 9.8, they're almost always 9.8s. So maybe I should have just submitted them in a regular submission rather than trying to pre-screen them. But I mean, I guess the good thing about a pre-screen is, you know, if you do get a harsh grader, you only pay $9. But I could see arguments for both ways. You know, there could be some strategy here. But anyway, regardless, I submitted the 8, did a 9.8 pre-screen. If any of these books come back, not a 9.8, come back raw, they're getting resubmitted, because if I say they're 9.8s, they're 9.8s, right? Because I'm really, really harsh as a grader. Pretty conservative. There's only one book in here actually that might be a 9.6. But I'm going to be honest with you. Let's just cut to the chase. I got the box back. It's light. It's not as heavy as they normally are with 8 or 10 books. So I know we did not get all 8. I don't know how many we got, maybe, but it feels like it could be like 2 or 3, if that. Which, you know, if they're the right books in the submission is good. It's a good start, but definitely the rest are good. Anyway, let's don't belabor the point. Let's just rip it off like a Band-Aid. We can't win them all, right? If you guys have been following, you know how good I've been running. So I'm okay with one bad submission. Occasionally, we just got to move on from it. I'll resubmit them. Maybe in another pre-screen, maybe just in a regular submission, I don't know. But this is the way the game works. You got harsh graders, you got loose graders, and you got normal graders. Sometimes you get the loose grader and you have a big win. Sometimes you get the harsh guy, girl, whatever, and you have a little bit, not a loss, but, you know, it's a little bit disappointing. And it's unfortunate that there is a range of graders like that, and there definitely is, that you can't get more consistency with CGC. I would prefer there to be like a consistent standard, because there's a wild range. I see 9.2s that get 9.8s, and I see 9.8s get 9.2. Now, this is the world's longest intro, and I apologize for that. But I think that something like that is interesting to talk about, because there's some strategy involved. Let me know in the comments how you feel about pre-screens. Do you love the fact that there's now, you can submit one book with a pre-screen versus having to have 25? And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to pull the probably one book out of here that's a 9.8, and this will be a quick video. So let me go ahead and get this thing open, and we'll, you know, get our tissues out, cry a little bit, and I am not going to be upset to get only 1 or 2 if that book's back. I am completely fine with it based on the way I've been running when it comes to these books. So let me just see. 3 books. 3 out of 8. I mean, is that 40%? I don't know. I'm not a math guy. We almost got 50% of them. Now, it just depends on which books they are. I had some pretty big books in the submission. This submission had a Transformers 1 and 2, a Thundercats 22, which is a cool book, Conan Newsstand 242, Daredevil 174, 181, 183, and 184. All of these books could get 9.8. And as you saw in my last submission, most of those books were not as nice as this one, and they almost all got 9.8s on a 10-book submission. So this is definitely a harsh grader. So let me just reach in here and grab the 3 books. Let's find out which ones we got the 9.8 on. Okay, Thundercats 22. That's a cool book. Not sure why this one has a fair amount of value in a 9.8, but it was exceptionally nice. This is actually a borderline 9.9 book. I thought this actually had a really good chance at 9.9. It's that nice. It's like flawless, man. I mean, I don't even remember what the defect was, but it was so tiny. This is one of the nicest copies of any book I've ever seen. Ever. This is like top 5 probably of all the books I've ever held. So yeah, it's a shame it didn't get the 9.9. That would have made the submission, but we'll take the 9.8. So that was the nicest book of the whole batch, so it makes sense that that would get the 9.8. Now, let me just guess here. Based on my point system, Transformers 2 will get 9.8, and Daredevil 184 will get 9.8. Okay, let's see. Oh man, I can't get this out of here. I like that it's packed tight though. Less chance of damage. The Conan 242 got it. Newsstand. Wow. I don't remember the value on this, but I'll put it on the screen. But I did not expect that. This is the 1, 2, 3, tied for the 4th nicest book in the batch. So yeah, it makes sense. It's definitely a 9.6 at worst, but I'll take the 9.8. It goes good with my 241. Right, where is it? Oh, I took it off the wall to make room for the Wolverine earlier, but there it is. My 241 newsstand and my 242 newsstand. But yeah, glad to have that in a 9.8. One more. Please be the Transformers #1. Wouldn't that be nice? I'll take that, but I'll take anything. It's getting resubmitted regardless, so I guess it doesn't matter. It is a 9.8, probably, so. All right, we got the Transformers 2. Now, two of the books that I thought were definitely 9.8s got it. The only one that didn't get it was the Daredevil 184, which I don't know why it would get, because it's an obvious. I mean, it's uber obvious. Okay, so we'll just try again on the wrist. I might do the Daredevil 181 as a 9.6 pre-screen just because it's the least nice of all of them. And I had pretty good success on my 9.6 pre-screen. So yeah, 3 books here. I guess the big win of this one is this one. I think the Transformers 2 has quite a bit of value as well. I don't even remember. I'm putting it on the screen though, so I guess it doesn't matter. So yeah, this was a short and sweet one. It's weird to have a slightly run bad submission. So the rest of the books are raw. Make sure I didn't miss one in here. If it is, it's folded up in here. But yeah, a big stack of raw books back. Yeah. So yeah, it feels kind of weird, but yeah, it's okay. So yeah, let me resubmit these, and you'll probably see these books in a future 9.8 unboxing. I'll probably just submit them all again as a 9.8 pre-screen. I'll look them over just to make sure I didn't miss something. Maybe something happened. I don't know. Maybe I just missed something. I'm pretty meticulous though. Hey, this is the next day. I took the raw books out just to see, why maybe they didn't get the 9.8. And I'm a little bit upset. Looks like CGC dropped some of the books. Look at this. And the reason I know CGC dropped them, and it wasn't a mail issue, is because only half of the books have this corner crunch. So one of them I already put, let's see, which one is the one? This one right here has now color break. You can see it in there. So this one is no longer a 9.8, unfortunately. And I think this one perhaps could have been the most valuable one of the group of books, so that's a little bit unfortunate. This was definitely a 9.8. I don't know what to do as far as trying to reach out to CGC. I've never dealt with this before, but I'm going to do that. Provide pictures. I mean, I still have the bags from the CGC grader here. And so yeah, I think the grader got the books out and dropped half of them. I really do, because I mean, 3 of the books got 9.8s. And one of them doesn't look like it. Luckily, it's the Transformers 1 that did not get 9.8, but still looks exactly the same. It still looks like a 9.8, maybe 9.6. But yeah, this one here, I'm not sure if there's color break yet. I'm going to have to press it again. Hopefully not. Maybe we can still get the 9.8 on that one. This one has the drop, but I don't see a corner crunch. But unfortunately, actually, you can see a little bit there on the corner. But if you flip this book over, and I did wash my hands, so normally I'll be using gloves. Look at this. Isn't that nice of a grader to do that? Flap the corner over like that. So now I'm going to have a crease here, which might keep us from getting... Luckily, it's the white, so maybe I can clean that up enough to get a 9.8 still, but this book was gorgeous. I mean, this is an obvious 9.8. I mean, look at this book. This is the nicest copy. I hate to turn this book over again. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave it like it is. I'm going to leave it out. But this book had like the most perfect spine. Look at that. See, I'm a little bit upset. I'm going to fix this corner as best I can just so I can put it back in the bag right now. But yeah, I just wanted to break in and just let everybody know. This is why I did not do better on this submission. I thought it was the grader or something I had done wrong, but it is the grader, but maybe it's not the grader. I don't know, but I'm assuming since half the books were dropped, it would have been the grader, right? I mean, who else would have been handling these books to drop half of them? I mean, but yeah, we know it's not a mail issue because only half the books have this corner crunch. So luckily, it's only half. But yeah, I never dealt with this before. I'm going to reach out to CGC and I'll probably follow up on that in another video. So I guess it could be worse. But yeah, it sucks. Thanks again for watching. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video.